Your best behavior.
And now, and share screen. So the results are in, but they won't be, you'll probably see that, they won't be ratified until tomorrow, until the cards are seen. But anyway.
All right. I'll bring you afterwards, Treasure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go do a quick run through of what we've just covered. So, ladies, 1 to sign in. Just move you down there. We click on competitions and open competitions. So we can see straight away that all the cards are in, 6 signed in and 6 scored in. This may not be the case because some people may not have returned their cards, they may be non-returns, or so this is what you have to kind of look out for or check for. So we double click on the competition, and what pops up initially is the list of people who are not in the competition. So to get the people who are entered into the competition, we hit analyze, and we have, see there's the 6. So just as a, just to show you how to do it, we're going to presume Marion Barry hadn't signed her card. So as we go through the process, we're going to disqualify her. So we're going to apply now, and we are popped up with a wizard that is set up to run the report and do the calculations for us. So generally speaking, you just click on next. So we have next, it's a handicap qualifier. When the status changes during the year, when we come into winter, that tick will be gone out of it. So you won't have to worry about ticking it or unticking it. If the competition was abandoned, you would tick that box because those who did play in an abandoned competition, their handicaps still stand and qualify. So we hit next. So was there any disqualifications? Yes, there was. So it was Marion Barry. We highlight Marion Barry and we click on next. And it's giving us up the list of rules that may have been broken. And we can see it was signing card. So scoring, signing, and returning card are all 3.3b, rule 3.b. So we highlight that and we click on next. And then we click on next. So we do not aggregate. There are some competitions that we do aggregate on, one being the Lady Captains when we play on Tuesday and Saturday, and also on medal when we have an alternative day. So, but we are not aggregating today. So we click on next. So have some scores been kept on a different database? No, we never use that. And we click on next, and we have click on net results. We would always have a net result. We do have gross at times, but it's only one score that is the gross, which is usually first, second, third. And generally speaking, we calculate that by hand and, by looking at the cards. And it's generally speaking, those who have a handicap between 1 and 10, in and around there.
I presume you can only select net or gross, one or the other. It won't obviously allow you.
No, it won't be a combination, and that's a fault. I don't know in the system, but it won't do it anyway. No.
Okay. So
we click on next, and we just click on next to finish. So it's now going to close the competition for us, and it's going to tell us who's in first place, etc. But we have to ask it first of all. So what first comes up is our standard scratch, which in this case is 0. So what's 0? What's our standard scratch is 35 points, is it in Newlands?
36, 70.
36 and 72. So that's the standard scratch that has been calculated there. When we do the report, it'll be at the bottom of the report. So you don't really have to take note, but it will just, it indicates at this point what the standard scratch is. But you'll see at the end of the report that it also does this as well. So I'm going to click OK. So just give it a second now. So if you remember this, it pops up these 2 reports. And we're looking for the one that's not scratched out. This is the one that's going to be posted to Master Scoreboard. Okay, so we highlight it, and if you remember, we edit it and edit the results. So it is at this point that we start telling the system how many prizes we want to give out. So in this instance, it's just one, but in other cases, it can be many, many more. Okay, so we'll just go through that. So next, so this is the title that's going to go on the report, and it's net scores. If that was a medal competition, it'll default. The right one will default there, but so you really never have to change that.
We don't need to put a date or anything.
No, the date will automatically come up on Master Scoreboard. So we click on next, and it's ladies, and that will always be ticked. You do not really ever have to look at that either. Next, this is where we select our winners. So we only have one winner, and we don't want to show division results because we don't have enough players, but I'll come back to that in a minute. So I take that tick out, and then it says show top 10. Now, the jury's out, it's not really out. The ILGU have instructed us to print everybody's score because we are signing our own cards, and for transparency, the ILGU want us to publish everything so that your card goes up, people who are playing with you can see your card and can see your score and that. Now, I know we check them off at the end, when we play, but this is an instruction from the ILGU. So if that tick was to stay in there, we'd be just showing the top 10 results in each category if there was 90 people. So if you had 15 points last Saturday week, like I did, you wouldn't probably show in that. But if I take that tick out, everybody shows.
Okay.
Now, at the moment, it is an instruction from the ILGU, so we have to go with that. So for the most part, we will always be including the result on Master Scoreboard. Okay, so that tick will always be ticked there, so that's fine. So we go to next. Highlight players and results, we don't do that. So we're just going to click on next. Show notes, we don't, whatever's there will show. So it's really next. There's very little to do. And then we click on finish. Now I'm going to undo this. So result details have been saved. So when I click on OK, it'll go off and do its work, and it'll pop up the report. So here's the report. Ladies 18 hole. Now you see Moninia Murray has come in as the winner instead of, was Moninia the winner?
Yeah,
No,
she was, yeah.
Marion,
Yeah, she had 38 and Marion had 35.
and rule 3.3b, number of cards processed. And also if you go down, it'll give you, there's the 73, 36 points, 73 is our standard scratch.
Yeah.
And changes in handicap. If anybody was to change handicap at this point, you would see it there, 17 and 16. So you have all your information there. We do say that it is, now at the end of each competition, if you remember, we print off the handicap sheet and we replace it in the folder beside the sign-in box there at the table in the dressing room. So it is each player's responsibility to find out what handicap they're playing off. Like if Moninia had 38 points, she should reckon that she's going to drop. So if it would appear on Master Scoreboard and it would appear on GolfNet, because both those results are published to Master Scoreboard and GolfNet. Okay, so so at this point, you would click publish up here. I'm actually not going to do that because I'm going to go back and undo it and close it properly, because I don't want to have Marion to see her card being disqualified when it wasn't disqualified. But at this point, well, actually, do you know what? I will, and I'll just undo it very quickly then, because you need to see some stuff here. So again, we're on to next. We're publishing to the wizard. So what I can do is, you see here you have publishing to GolfNet, and this is important because it's updating their handicaps on GolfNet, and it's also updating information on Master Scoreboard as well. So you can take those ticks out if you wanted to, but you don't. So you leave them in for the competitions that you will be closing. Well, perhaps maybe when they're non-qualifying, although I think, to be honest, the ILGU would like to receive all competitions, whether they're qualifying or not.
Mm.
And another thing, just to note that the ILGU and the GUI take note of, or the ILGU, is non-returns. If somebody hasn't returned their card, they know that, and they will actually come back at the end of the year and say, do you know Billy Joe didn't return her card 5 times this year?
Mm.
So it's important to take record of those who haven't returned their cards. Well, the system will do that anyway. So we're going to update to the ILGU, GolfNet, and Master Scoreboard. I'm going to click next, and this is just a click next, and I click next, and I click next, and it starts updating people's details just automatically there in the background. Now, interesting. See, I really do think there's a GDPR issue here. I really do. But anyway, when somebody plays away, and I mean a game of golf, the results, when they, whatever system they come through here. So when we're updating here, they come in. So I know that Joanne Fox was in West Waterford on the 6th of September. And she had 25 points, but anyway, so I apply that, and I apply that to the golf. This is applying to Master Scoreboard. Fanula was playing with her sister. I don't know. I really I feel funny about it, but anyway. So you may get people who have played competitions away, their scores coming in. So you just click apply or next. Because it is actually updating it to our Master Scoreboard and the ILGU. And it's sending it to the central system. My goodness.
I'd hate to see how long it would take if there were 200 people playing.
Exactly, Aisling, exactly. So I'll click next. So it's doing all this work in the background, but this is, well, it probably was stuff that was done manually before, like years ago,
Mm.
Yeah.
It's nearly fully dark outside and it's only 20 past 8.
I know. I know. And finish. So that's that bit done. As I say, you will not be left alone. If there was a bigger amount, like if there was 40, 50, 60, I definitely would recommend that you have somebody with you, particularly on a Tuesday, if you can. Is there anything else in there? Can you think of anything else? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight back in here and undo that, because and I'll close it properly then again. Okay.
And sorry, Trish, can I just ask a question?
Sure.
When you do that, I mean, it's just something about Joanne. You were saying that, if there are people playing all over the country,
Yeah.
or today, for example, are handicaps updated as well after that, or is that? I'm just asking, is it just that?
Sorry, go on. What was the question, Marie?
The question was can you isolate the competition that you want to update the Master Scoreboard, or is it taking at 20 past 8 on the 7th of September? It's an update across the board. Do you understand what I mean? It's not just the competition that you were working on earlier. It updates it across the board.
Exactly. So when Westmanstown go into close their Monday competition today, or let's say their handicap secretary just goes in, she can actually publish to the ILG without actually having a competition open. But if she thinks that there's a lot of people playing in open competitions around, she can go in, and all those people who were playing away today and the competition is being closed, all those scores will come in and she will update.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just curious, can you isolate just that competition, or is it across the board that when you
Across the board.
update handicaps, it's as of this second for all competitions for everybody who may be playing down the country or wherever. So it's updating everybody's handicap at a certain time of the day, is it?
Yeah, but you have to do it. You have to initiate it.
Okay.
You can sit there in the background for a couple of days if you haven't initiated it. For you, yeah. So that's really Helen's job, Helen Conway's job to do that.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Where am I going?
I don't know.
There was a little note there from David saying, best of luck tomorrow in the professionals prize. So will we have a little look at the other competition just before we go into the website?
You're recording now, you know that?
Yes. Okay. Actually, there it's opened twice again. I don't know what that is. So we can close it. We can close that.
So have we changed Marion back from?
No, but I have undone it.
Okay.
So she can't see that.
Okay.
I'm going to do the men's records.
Yeah, there's somebody.
So are you happy with that?
Yeah, very, very, very much so.
Yeah, there'll still be somebody with you, but it's no harm to kind of go over it. So now, wait till I see, that's not where I want to go. I want to go into here. So now all we have to do is update it on the website. Again, if you remember, up along here, this part, you will see login to Newland's website. I don't have it here because it's only on the laptop but you have login, and what happens is, I'm just going to, you're going to get this. When you click on that, there's going to be a kind of an icon up here, and it will be, do you remember, does that look familiar?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah. So what we're doing now is we're getting into the website. So we've published the results to Master Scoreboard. And to be honest, if I'm really honest, I don't see why we should be doubling up on, and I know this is recording and it might be something that we look at, but I think we posted on Master Scoreboard and we posted on the website. So we posted in two places. So do you remember this? We go into results and all results.
Yeah, sorry, Patricia, what was the password there for results, ladies?
It'll be defaulted into it.
Okay, that's fine.
It'll be defaulted into it, Maria.
Yeah.
Right, sorry. So this is the competition. But do remember, so we look for a competition that looks similar. Do you remember this?
I do, and you have to fill it in and save as.
First of all, we have to make a copy of it. We clone it. So this is a ladies 18-hole single Stapleford. So what we do is, I'm going to clone this because it can use it again. So you click on clone. So what it's doing, it's making a copy of it, basically a copy of that post. And there you see it, it's a draft, ladies 18-hole Stapleford draft. It created it there. So I am now going in to edit it. So if I edited that one has already been published to the internet. So I need to make a draft of it. And then I click on edit. So does this look familiar now? Do you remember this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and sometimes there might be ladies 18 and you might have to put in and 9 whole single Stapleford. You might have to do that, okay? So let's say, and then we come down to the body of it where the information is, and we hover over it and we see the little pencil there. So we want to edit the table. So there's Moninia. I don't know whether that's, so we would type in Moninia there, the 17 and the 38 points.
Mm.
And then we would save changes. Okay. And then we would actually, sorry, we would just stay in there. We're going to scroll down. Where is the, here it is. We scroll down, number of entrants we would put in. If it changes of a Tuesday, it's 36, 46, 56, whatever. And then the standard scratch was 36 points. So we make all our amendments. You might have winner, see, it's just winner handicap score there. That was very simple to do, but you could have first place, second place, third place, you know, and then on the bigger days, you have all the categories. But there are templates there that you can clone, and you just type over the names that from previous competitions, you know. But again, do not worry, you will not be on your own if you ever have to do anything bigger than like a 10 or 20 entrant competition. So you save your changes. Coming down, you do, it's a Stapleford competition, and if you look in there, there's a drop down. So was it singles, Stapleford, foursomes, 4-ball, strokes, V-power. So it gives you a selection. So we're selecting Stapleford. It was the 6th. Again, it'll pop, today's date will be highlighted, but it was the 6th of the 9th. And then you type in the name of the winner and the number of points and her handicap. Remember all this. And then we scroll back up here. It's a ladies competition because that will appear, you'll see that, I'll show you. So we come up to here, and rather than publishing, just in case you really want to check and see what it looks like on the system or on the website, it'll pop up. So there it is. So that's why it's, see here, that's why it's important to click the ladies, because if you click the men's, it'll come up as a men's competition up here automatically. So it's a ladies competition, and there's the results. And then if you remember, you click on print, because you want to print off. We haven't been doing this too much because we haven't been closing in the office. But first of all, you want to download the PDF. Do you remember this?
Yep.
So you save the PDF.
Sorry. No, I'm just saying that was the kind of more like the old system.
Yeah. You click on download, and what will happen is it'll default into the right directory, and you just click OK to save it. Okay. And then it opens. And you print off, what we had been doing was printing off 4 copies of this. 1 was for around the cards, 1 was for the notice board, and 2 were for the results
vouchers.
file. Yeah, because that's where Nicola goes when she's actually giving out the prizes. She goes, so what's happening at the moment, or what is happening now, is that the office give out the prizes. So Nicola holds on to a copy and gives a copy to the office to do the prizes and to give out the vouchers. So that is it. And see, because we haven't really been in, and people aren't in, they're not looking at the notice boards, we haven't really been putting them up on the notice board. But if you're there and you can, and if you have the time, do it. Actually, one thing I did forget to say, and I'm just going to sign in here very quickly. And that was how to print off the handicap list. Actually, there it is, look. So that's all updated with all the work that we've done. There's the handicap list. All females, okay. In fact, I think you might even just have a, so there you go, and you can just print that and put it in the folder that's beside the login. Yeah. So, Sinead, any questions, guys?
Is that that handicap list, does that have to be run after every competition?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it not just if there's changes in handicaps?
Yeah, but if there are even if there are reductions only, like you could be getting 0.1 back, 0.2 back. I would suggest unless they're non-qualifying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's always been done, Tricia, at the, after every competition, Tuesdays or Sundays, it was always an updated handicap listing, even when it was on the old system, So I think the most up-to-date handicap list should always be available there in the office for all sorts of reasons, especially in the summertime when we're in, interclub competitions and that. Is that the managers need to know and check. I know you can do it in Handicap Master now; it's very easy, but I think it should always be there anyway, and updated.
And updated, yeah, I think so. I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. So, guys, is that all right?
No, it's very good.
I think ultimately it's getting back into the swing of it and doing it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Because it's a series of mini little steps, but it's not rocket science. But when you're rusty, it just takes a bit of getting used to again.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest with you, it's not even that, Aisling. It's just that you don't want to make a mistake. You want to do it